lot of people get greedy way too fast when it comes to business. So many people do this. They spend a year somewhere or a half a year somewhere and they're like, oh, I've got everything figured out. And it's one of the biggest things that's going to knock you out of the game, because it's not that you don't know the systems and the processes and everything in between. It's not like that. It's just that you typically don't understand the fluctuations of the business. The hardest thing to understand in business is the retention, the fall off rate, and really having like the understanding of who's going to stick around and who's not. And when you're building an organization, especially like a full-fledged business with sales, HR, lead gen, everything in between, you need to figure out who your day ones are going to be and who's going to be locked in with you for a long period of time. And it's not even just that, it's who can do that and also perform at a high level consistently without getting into trouble. And if you got 4 or 5 top level guys and they are fucking up and they're getting into trouble, and it doesn't matter how loyal they are, it doesn't matter how good they are, it could still be potentially bad in business. This happens in all sorts of businesses, whether you're in a real estate brokerage, if you're in insurance, if you're in solar, if you're in all sorts of different entities, especially like if you're in restaurants. I think it's very, very prevalent in restaurants. So you have to really understand that, look, you do something for a year, you're going to have to put in all the work to rebrand, which depending on the business, it could be a lot, it could be a little. Number 2, you're going to have to put in the work to restructure your typical compensation plan and everything in between and how you're going to build it, which is a whole different bracket of now you got to be competitive, and you're going to have to push against entities that are much larger and more financially stable. At the end of the day, I think that you should start your own business at some point in time. I think it's wonderful if you're able to be in the industry for about 4 to 5 years. Typically, if you're in the sales industry, it should be about 4 years. Then I would recommend pushing into your own thing. But most people just try to do it right away. They try to jump at it and they just end up ruining the lives of themselves or other people. I used to have this guy that worked for me, and he was about to make $250,000 a year working with me in the next year. And for some reason or another, he didn't agree with the things that I said. I think personally, he just wanted to take some people that I had and make more money for himself. And he basically tried to rug pull my whole division from me in a particular business. I was heartbroken because I poured a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort into this individual, but it taught me something very valuable. One, he tried to rug pull it, but there was contracts in place that he couldn't really get out of, which was unfortunate for him. He ended up leaving the business altogether after like a period of time because he ran into some money and he just basically stopped working in the business altogether. And all the people that work for him basically are not in the business anymore. There are multiple stories that I have like this, where someone comes and works, they do it, and then they don't last. And so at the end of the day, you can say he was doing the right thing in this, look at if they last. That's the bottom line. The person in business that's going to be the best is the one that's going to last over time and make the most amount of money over time. If someone's making $30K for 10 years and someone makes $250,000 in 1 year, listen, bad example, but I will go for the guy that's made $30K over 10 years because he's theoretically made more money in the business. He knows about the business itself with time, tenure, and even though he may not be making a lot of money, that could be due to his lack of growth, his lack of initiative, but he does know the business and he understands it, and there are opportunities there where you can push, grow because he has experience. Tenure is very important, and a lot of young people don't like hearing that, but the longer you're in things, the better you understand them just by nature. So go with an organization that's tenured, go with someone that knows what they're doing for a long period of time, and you'll typically end up in a good position.